to welcome everybody online and in person to the DeKalb Planning and Zoning Commission meeting this August 16th of 2021. I'll ask for a roll call to begin.
Becker. O'Flaherty.
Here.
McMahon.
Here.
Pena Graham. Stoker.
Here.
Wright. Chair Maxwell.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. We'll move to the approval of the agenda. If there are any additions or deletions, please speak now. If not, I will ask for a motion to approve.
A motion to approve the agenda.
Motion by McMahon.
I second.
Second by O'Flaherty. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. We'll go to the minutes of the meeting of July 19th. I'll ask if there's any, again, additions or deletions. If not, I will ask for a motion to approve.
A motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to, excuse me, motion by McMahon.
Second.
Second by Stoker. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Thank you. This is the public participation portion of the meeting, where if anyone has anything they'd like to discuss that is not pertaining to the agenda for this evening, please step forward. If not, we have two items for new business. Final plat of subdivision, approval of final plat of subdivision and plat of easement of the Chicago West Business Center Phase 2 Gerler Road, Project Barb, TC Pursuit Services Inc., and DeKalb 343 LLC. Petitioner would like to come forward, and there you are.
Good evening. My name is Jerry Krasinski. I'm here on behalf of the Chicago West Business Center. Thanks for hosting us at the meeting this evening. We're here really as a follow-up to the single lot plat of subdivision for Project Barb, which, does the cursor show up? Yes, it's the site that is just to the east of Ferrara. And more specifically, Project Barb will be approximately a 58-acre subdivision parcel to accommodate the facility, which will be approximately 700,000 square feet, which will be a warehouse and distribution facility. And just for summary, the site is supported by a separate parking lot to the south and two curb cut entrances off of Gerler. There will be a primary truck entrance to the north of the site for access into the site, and the departure route will be back out to Gerler Road. We're here this evening really to formalize the plat of subdivision, 58 acres, and incorporate with that process the necessary easements and right-of-way dedications for the parcel. And those will include the necessary improvements for water, sanitary, roadway, and detention, as well as other dry utilities. So there are a couple of exhibits that are enclosed here that detail those elements. And again, this site is just to the east of the Ferrara site and just west of Creeko Road. So if you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer.
Okay. If there's anyone from the public that has any questions, which I don't believe there are, we'll go to the
Yeah, I'll just brief report in your packets. As Mr. Krasinski indicated, the location of the site, again, is a one-lot subdivision. Of course, recently the Commission recommended approval, and the Council recommended approve the rezoning, the amendments to the annexation agreement and plan development for Chicago West on July 26th. Approved a preliminary plan at the time regarding the site location, the building, the access points. So this is a follow-up plat that was indicated in the amended agreement that had to be submitted. As Jerry indicated, the plat shows dedication of right-of-way on the north side of River Road, and also the west side of Krieger Road to accommodate the road improvements that are going to be necessary for the project. Also, plat of easement shows that's also included. That's access easements to the far northeast corner of the site to accommodate a turnaround. That's where the trucks are going to enter on Krieger Road, the northeast part of the site. So there's an access easement on the plat of easement to accommodate the turnaround. Access will still be able to go north to the Oasis employee parking area and a ComEd substation up there. The plat shows utility easements for the public utilities and also for the sanitary sewer, and also a 55-foot wide stormwater drainage easement that runs north and south on the east side of the lot. That overlays the stormwater detention swale that's on the preliminary plan. So staff's reviewed the plat. We recommend approval. It's been reviewed by all staff members in the sanitary district also. There's a sample motion prepared that approves the two plats that are presented to you tonight.
Okay, if there's no questions from the public, we will close the public hearing and ask if the commission has any questions.
This, for the record, is not a public hearing, but
sorry.
if there's any,
Review.
take any questions from the commission.
Good. That's it.
Thanks.
If no other questions, I will ask for a motion to approve. I'm sorry, I'm trying to scroll back.
I can make the motion.
Mr. McMahon?
I move that the Planning and Zoning Commission recommend approval of the final plat of subdivision for the Chicago West Business Center, Phase 2, 4 sheets, dated 7/30/21, prepared by Jacob and Hefner Associates as shown in Exhibit A, and the approval of the plat of easement dated 7/28/21, 2 sheets, prepared by Jacob and Hefner Associates as shown in Exhibit B.
So moved by McMahon,
Second.
seconded by Stoker. Roll call, please.
Becker. O'Flaherty.
Yes.
McMahon.
Yes?
Pena Graham. Stoker.
Yes.
Wright. Chair Maxwell.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Excellent. Thank you for the presentation. Yay. Second item tonight is a public hearing, a petition by Blue Ridge LLC, 1221, requesting approval of the rezoning of 1221 West Lincoln Highway from GC General Commercial District and the MFR2 Multifamily Residential District to the PDC Plan Development Commercial District, and approval of a preliminary development plan to allow for the construction of an approximately 6,090 square foot building to contain a packaged liquor store with a drive-through, video gaming establishment, three 2-bedroom apartments, and a shop storage area. Jeff, if you wouldn't mind just stating your name and your address. And
Jeff Richardson, my business address is 700 East Road.
thank you.
I'm here representing Jeff Doe and Blue Ridge LLC. There's a property that used to be a restaurant years ago. Sandwell was the last thing I remember on it. I think it might have been.
You're dating yourself, my friend, but you are absolutely right.
We were kids then. Yeah, it's a pancake house. Anyway, it's at one time I think it was Pizzavilla, and it got leveled years ago, and it's an eyesore for one thing. So it'd be nice to get it cleaned up. And Mr. Doe purchased it years ago for overflow parking. When in reality, we only need one overflow parking space for code for zoning, but we need a little bit more for weekend and nights, I guess, is probably the way to put it. So you kind of see the project right now there with that slab of continuing. It's in that, looks like that now. I'm looking at it right across from Fatty's. And here we've added all the curb and gutter throughout, parking throughout, which is quite a bit. We've got, I think, 8 extra spaces over and above what was required for zoning. And we've got the storage in the back, a video poker in the middle, and then we have a drive-through package or walk-in package in the front. With a drive-through on the west side, and that's what it's like from the street. It'll look a lot better than the building on this one. That's pretty much the summary of it. feel there's a need for it, and it'd be nice to take a property that needs to be revamped.
Thank you, Jeff. I'll ask for the staff report.
As Jeff mentioned, the location, they're asking for zoning. It's currently zoned, actually 2 districts, general commercial and actually multifamily in the northwest part of the site there. So they want to rezone it to PDC, the entire property. There was a previous structure on it, we're estimating about 06, 07 when it was demolished. So it's been vacant for a long time, overflow parking from Fatty's has been the use there. As Jeff mentioned, they're proposing, they've had this plan in place for a little while. They'd like to have, they talked about this for a few years now. And they actually had a city council approved a resolution last October approving the packaged liquor license and video gaming license contingent upon a few things. One of those was getting the zoning approval through the Planning and Zoning Commission and Council. So they've submitted, they had 1 year to do that. So they've submitted the petition, had the hearing, they had till October 12th of this year to get that zoning authorization on the site. As mentioned, the uses, about a 6,000 square foot building, be a packaged liquor store with a drive-through. You can see the drive-through on the west side of the site there, the packaged liquor store here. In the middle would be a video gaming establishment. And the north end is a, I guess, storage or shed area for some of the Fatty's catering equipment will be stored on there. Also, 3 2-bedroom apartments. Those apartments being the second level over the liquor store video gaming area. Is that correct, over that part? Okay.
Those will be popular.
Yeah. And so those are the uses. There are requests for some waivers, which I'll go over in a little bit, to the UDO. Parking, as mentioned, there's overflow parking from Fatty's on this site. There's a lot of pavement here still. You know, it shows the existing conditions there, the old pad parking through there. So the site plan shows 38 parking spaces on the site. Using the formula for the different uses, there are 32 required spaces, so they have 6 extra spaces. So a few notes on that. The Fatty's does have adequate parking on their site. Expansion in 2015 indicated about 91 spaces that were, or 90 spaces required, and they provide 91. So they actually have 1 extra, but as we know, there's occasional overflow parking at peak times on this site, which this site will be able to accommodate. A few things regarding the parking. They've used a gross square footage. Our UDO uses a floor area, or net floor area, so you take out storage, restrooms, mechanical rooms in the calculation, so the number required would be a little bit less. Plus they have the drive-through for the packaged liquor store, which will use up some of the parking demand. If they're driving through, they won't need to park to go inside and get what they would need. So the parking demand will be a little less, and we'll get that when the final plans are submitted. So this approves a preliminary development plan with the rezoning, and one of the conditions will be they come back with a final plan, which will be the engineering plan, architectural renderings, a landscape plan, and lighting plan, and a final plat. And I will come back to the Planning and Zoning Commission and Council after they get the zoning done. So that would be one of the conditions we're recommending. We did that similar with Safe Passage, where they got the rezoning, then they came back with more detailed plans that went through the commission. A couple years ago in 2018, the council reached a ban, not allow drive-through packaged liquor stores. So that was changed by the council in September of 2018 to allow these. There were some conditions with these that mostly related to security measures with the drive-through. One of the things, they had to get zoning approval through the drive-through. That's a special use. So they're requesting that through this plan development process. The drive-through, we typically, for restaurants, drive-through, we require 5 stacking spaces or queue for 5 cars. They do show that, and the 5th car is not blocking access or parking space. Typically, we do see a bypass lane for drive-throughs. They don't have that here, but we'll make sure there's, one of the conditions is appropriate signage to make sure cars are not heading down that if they just want to exit the site. They just don't have enough width there to get the bypass lane, enough square footage for the building, enough width for the parking aisle, and enough depth for the parking space and the setback here. So it's just too narrow to get that bypass lane, but to make sure there's signage on there to make sure cars can get out. One of the other conditions we're recommending is a little, when they get the final plans, there'll be some little turner, perhaps marking off a parking space up here or here, so cars can turn around. If they come in this area, it's full, they can turn around without backing up. So that'd be more convenient. Waivers to the UDO, land development less than 2 acres, it's a 0.8 acre site. We've approved this before. It's just plan development is necessary instead of granting several variances. Plan development is a better option. Some of the setbacks for the interior lot lines and parking, they do establish a 5-foot setback, which is not existing on the east side, so they're reestablishing more green space, a little bit more on the site than they currently have. But a few areas on the northwest part of the parking area that are paved up to the lot line are very close to it, so a waiver is justified or adding additional green space. There's also a 50-foot buffer setback between planned development districts and any multifamily. There's multifamily zoning just to the north of that. So they just don't have a big enough lot to accommodate that type of setback. So these waivers are justified, they're part of the approval. Findings of fact are in the staff report. They meet all the conditions. It fits into the surrounding area. We have commercial zoning to the east and south of the site and multifamily, so it's a good, it's been zoned commercial for some time. Most of the site meeting all the conditions of the UDO except the waivers as I noted. This will have a site on there for property taxes and sales tax, and we'll get rid of a vacant lot that's been there over 10, 12 years. All the facilities, public service facilities, utilities are already to the site. We'll have a sidewalk connection to the walk along the highway and have all the parking demands met. We didn't receive any comments from the public, so we're recommending approval. There's a sample motion prepared that approves the plan that I showed you, and also the development standards, which approves the liquor store, the drive-through, the video gaming establishment, the storage area, and dwelling units on the upper level. The 3 waivers to the UDO and the conditions. Again, a final development plan would be submitted. That will come back to the Commission and Council. Added vehicle turnaround area in the northwest portion of the site. The signage clearly indicating the designated drive-through lane, and also that the drive-through meet all the requirements of Chapter 38 regarding the drive-through liquor store. So happy to answer any questions, or the applicant can certainly answer any too.
Thank you. Again, if there are no comments from the public, we'll close the public hearing and open up to questions from the committee.
How many jobs do you propose you're going to bring to this business?
Oh, just go ahead. Can you give the video? See? Go, Jeff.
Bill,
How
how many jobs do you hope to? Well, Bill, as you know, getting people to work is the biggest issue right now. So one of the actually attractive parts about this is that if needed, 2 to 3 folks can actually operate that with the front door closed, or even for security purposes, and just run the drive-through. So, I mean, in a perfect world, I'd like to create about a dozen, expand the catering, do all the things you want to do. But in the real world, I'm hoping to be able to at least 3 to 4 or 5 with management for upstairs and maintenance. But yeah, 5 to 12 would be a pretty safe range.
Will the video piece be a different business than the liquor store piece, or will it be
Yes.
different hours?
Yeah. I mean, it would. The hours for the liquor store are still, again, kind of fluid because of we're not sure how late we're going to stay open. Again, we closed our restaurant earlier now also, so just again based on labor and if we can get people to work it. But yeah, well, the gaming will be traditional gaming hours, 11 to 11, something along those lines. And I think the liquor store would be very similar. It makes sense to have both open at the same time. The same customer wants to go ahead and do their shopping at the time they want to hop over to the gaming location.
Well, the package. I'm sorry, go ahead, Bill.
The apartments, so the apartments are kind of, I just was doing some math on the square footage. You're thinking about building the apartments over the front 2 units and then not over the back unit?
Correct.
Okay. And then is that footprint that we're looking at, I know this is preliminary, but is that kind of on the same slab that was where Pagnash used to be?
Pretty close. Pretty close. I think it might bleed over a little bit, but it's pretty darn close, yeah.
Will the package store have any, will that be servicing the video gaming area? Will there be any beverage service there at all, or is it?
Yeah, you do have to have a liquor license for the gaming area, and that'd be a separate liquor license for the
Okay,
gaming area.
so they'll be serving over there as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
But there'll be a wall between it, separate
Correct.
tenants.
It
You
is separate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't go between them unless you go outside.
Sure. I know that we ran across this a while back and we've discussed it, but the distance between video gaming that we've allowed in DeKalb, do you know what the difference is? And since it's the same business, I'm not sure that it necessarily even applies, but I think the limit was 5 machines per business.
The number of machines, the state law is 6, and we've passed locally to go up to 6 machines. I'm not sure how many Mr. Dobie's going to have, but he can have up to 6. So we delineate video gaming establishments in the UDO where video gaming is the primary use. They do, per state law, have to serve liquor. But video gaming is the primary use in the establishment, or video gaming cafe, standalone we call them.
Okay.
So we're maxed at 10 per the UD, or municipal code at 10. Jeff's is one of those 10, that's why you got the resolution passed to allow, to reserve that license, and as long as he got the zoning approval within a year.
So collectively it would be 10 between the
This
two?
will be the 10th one, yeah.
Okay.
Now, all the others, which are accessory, like the, where Fatty's has it now, it's more accessory, all the fraternal organizations, those are accessory, they're not part of the video gaming
Correct.
establishment cap for 10.
Okay. Nobody have any questions? Does anyone else?
No.
If not, I will ask for a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion. Based on the submitted petition and testimony presented, I move the Planning and Zoning Commission forward its findings of fact and recommend to the City Council approval of the rezoning of the subject site at 1221 West Lincoln Highway from the GC General Commercial District and MFR2 Multifamily Residential District to the PDC Planned Development Commercial District, and approval of a preliminary development plan dated 8/9/21, labeled as Exhibit A, and subject to the planned development standards in Exhibit B and the conditions in Exhibit C.
So motion by O'Flaherty.
I'll second.
Seconded by McMahon. Roll call, please.
Becker. O'Flaherty.
Yes.
McMahon.
Yes.
Pena Graham. Stoker.
Yes.
Wright. Chair Maxwell.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Congratulations, Sean. With that, we'll go to the staff report for this meeting.
Next meeting, September 7th. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
That's a Tuesday
Thanks.
because of Labor Day on Monday. Tuesday night at the library. We're going to have a few more meetings here, one in October, one in November. I'll let you know when those are coming up. But just one hearing that's Venture Works is proposing to expand operations on Sycamore Road. They got another lot a year or so back and expanding that. So that's a one.
Was that the gentleman whose house was adjacent to it?
Yes. Venture Works bought that and demolished it, thank goodness. So pretty bad shape.
Sure that they didn't have to.
They want to expand their outdoor counseling or their activities
Sure.
outside there, so.
But they've already done one, is this for like where that other house was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so a couple of years back, they did an expansion of their original facility to have the outdoor area, which is now. So they had to have that, amend the ordinance, went through the process, and they're just doing that again here.
Okay, it's a smaller piece then.
This is a small piece, so bringing it in under one plan development.
Okay.
So that's the only item this time we have. Last council meeting, July 26th, of course, approved the Project Barb, which you saw tonight, the plat. Also the signs for TJ Maxx at North End Plaza, they amended that ordinance to increase the allowable area for wall signs. That was approved that evening.
Excellent.
So when are we going to find out what Barb is?
Perhaps by end of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Going into this month, we'll find out.
yeah, by end of the month we should.
Cool.
That's all I have, thanks.
Good. There's no other topics of discussion. I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Excuse me. So motion by Stoker.
I will second the motion to adjourn.
So seconded by McMahon. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. With that, I thank you very much.